Hello, my people. How are you? Hopefully, you are doing well. This is Resilient Lives checking in to see how you are flourishing. Hopefully, all is well with you and yours. I certainly pray that after all this time that we're continuing to be safe as we are sheltered in. So, here's a hug. Sending a little love your way. I don't know how many days it has been, but it's been a while. But we're continuing on this journey to ensure that we each get through this period successfully. And so we're touching base with each other. So, have you heard the big news from today? You know, the news about reopening the parts of the country. I know a lot of us have been wondering when will we get back to some type of normalcy? And I can imagine we probably have two groups of people, if not more. But I know some people I've been talking to, some are kind of happy the way this experience has impacted them and changed them. And then I can imagine there is another group that is like the racehorses waiting at the gate for the gate to be open so they can go. Let me out of here. Let me out of here. So it's an interesting move because Dr. Fauci says that maybe we could go back to being on vacation in the summer. But what would that be like? You know, what would it be like to go to weddings and get out and go to dinner? And how would that be, since we have already been in this situation for about a month? We've learned new ways of being, new ways of coping. This is our structured life. This is how we've been intentionally living so we could save our lives. So here we are. The big news is, all right, the governors are thinking about opening up the country, parts of the country anyway. Well, how are you feeling about that? I'm sure that some of you will get a message to me and let me know how you're doing, how you're feeling about it. Getting back to normal is really going to take a long time. A lot of deadlines for the sheltered in. Some states have us through April and some have us through May. But what is that going to look like? That's my question to you. How has this sheltered in process been for you? Would be a good question. Because for some, it took a while to get into the groove, but we were trying to make sure that we were not, in spite of the fact that we were physically distanced from each other, we were trying to do this thriving so that we reached out and gave each other a virtual hug, and we were hoping that you were not depressed and feeling alone. But we kind of did go through an adjustment because it happened so quickly and so rigidly. But I've heard news from different ones that different things that they have done, they like the me that they have become. because they felt like it forced them to get acquainted with themselves. You know, when they were stressed, maybe pre-pandemic, they would run to the store, or just get out, but they wouldn't deal with the problem. They wouldn't sit with it. And so this being sheltered in with everything closed up forced them to hear what their inner selves were saying. And so for them, this has been a time that they've learned how to get their energy from within. And so that's really interesting. And they're enjoying that. So I need to know how you're feeling. How are you feeling about that? My question tonight is, what will you keep from this experience, if anything? What will you keep? I suppose I'm asking if this experience has impacted you in such a way. Is there something that you would like to continue? You know, it's not like when people are retiring and they're trying to figure out how to reimagine themselves, how to figure out what they're going to do and what are they going to be like. We didn't get a choice. This wasn't a planned retirement. This was an instant wham in the middle of a pandemic. And it forced us to deal with some emotions, anger, sadness, relationships were changed, work environment were changed, jobs was lost. I mean, people that we knew were lost. And it forced us to deal with these things. And so we were talking about, at one point, it's okay that you're not okay. But in being not okay, we just didn't want you to get stuck in the not being okay. We wanted to make sure that, I mean, because you are human, we are human. So some days we're not going to feel wonderful and we're not going to be okay. But the challenge was, when we're not feeling okay, what to do about that. So we've talked about a lot of things: having your vital friend, making sure that you're fully charged. And so we've learned all those things. We've learned how to self-soothe. We've talked about different things. We've talked about Plan B. We checked in with each other. Now we are not the same person that we were when we started this. And so how do you like yourself? Are you liking the you that you are now? Or do you think you're going to want to go back to the way you were? So that's my question for you to explore. And we will look at that. Are you anxious to go back into the world? And how is that going to look for you? But I was interested in hearing what would you like to take from this experience? Or you could tell me what drove you up the wall. But I'm assuming that by now you've become accustomed to dealing with it. And so I just like to end on the note that this is all about love, loving you. So I love you. It was all about us keeping safe and keeping this sacred circle of concern, of reaching out virtually to touch base. And we found a way, and we understood that this was a journey. the journey of a hero, that we had to go down through the valley before we could accomplish our goal. We're not quite there yet, but it seems like we're going to be forced to be there because the world is gradually getting ready to open. So take care and give some thought to what you would like to take from this experience. Hope to talk to you soon. Love you.